be totally in English. Hi, Carol. Good to see you here. Great, guys. Thank you for coming. Yes, Mehmet's from Turkey. Guys, welcome. Today, we're going to talk about how learning a new language changes your perception of time. Yeah, we're talking about last class. We talked about organization. Last live yesterday. Sorry, I was teaching. Now I'm coming from a class from a 2-hour preparation course for the FCE, so my mind is still messed up. All right. We're talking about organization. I have to show you. Let me show off. Look, my preparation for the live. I put it in different colors. You see? Using color codes, things in different colors, is a very good strategy for organization. I'm not the most organized person in the universe, but I try because I know it's good for our brains. So our life today is based on an article from the Language Nerds. Do you know that? It's an Instagram, how can I say that, site? No, an Instagram account. They have a website and they publish some articles sometimes. And they published these articles talking about how learning a new language changes your perception of time. Nice, isn't it? And then I started thinking about that. And I read the article, very interesting, by the way. If you want to read it, go there. And I started thinking how true that is. And thinking about me as a student when I started learning English, how difficult it was for me when I first started studying. Hello, Luisa. Welcome to the live. I am teacher Ana Cristina Gerim, and today our live is totally in English. So, guys, if you don't speak English yet, sorry, today the live is for intermediate level students. So, I was thinking of me as a student. As a student, I struggled a lot when I was learning English because everything was too different, right? The pronunciation was too different, the verbs, and then I struggled with that. After I started getting acquainted with the verbs and the way of speaking and the vocabulary and all, I started to verb tenses. And I especially struggled with the present perfect tense. And then I started to notice that in English speakers, they have a different realization, they have a different notice of how the weather is, how time is. Sorry, not the weather, time. We're talking about time. So their perception of time is very different from ours. So when I started noticing that, it opened my mind. And then I started learning because I understood that they think differently from us. And then I started to dedicate my studies not on how to pronounce words, how to complete sentences with the correct verb tense, but on understanding how they think, understanding what is this notion of time for English speakers. So, for example, I've been a teacher for 18 years. When I say that I've been a teacher for 18 years, I'm not saying just that I am a teacher. I am a teacher now. I was a teacher. I started teaching 18 years ago in 2001. But when I say that I have been a teacher, it is much more than that, you see? It's not what I do now, it's not what I did in the past. It's the connection between the past and the present. So this is the present perfect. It's something that I did in the past. And I continue doing it. Was very important in my past, and it's still relevant and important in my present because I still am a teacher. So you see how different it is from Portuguese. I don't know if you speak Portuguese or not, but in Portuguese, it's basically things basically happen either in the past or in the present. But in English, they can happen in the past and continue happening in the present, or still be true, or still be important in the present. And that's when we use the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense, in case you are wondering, it's when we use I have done the homework, different from I did the homework. What's the difference, teacher? Isn't it the same? I did the homework, I have done the homework. Is there a difference? Should there be a difference? Yes, there is. There is a huge difference. When I say I did the homework, I'm giving you the idea that finished, a finished action. Oof, I'm done. I did my homework. Finished with that. I have nothing else to do. When I'm saying I have done my homework, I'm showing you, teacher, I know this because I have done my homework. And here it is. My homework is all completed. So see, something you did in the past that is super important in the present, that is relevant. That's why we use I have done. Carol, I read on a website that people who speak a second language change their personality even unconsciously. What do you think? I totally believe that. I think you have seen me saying a lot in lives the importance of saying please and thank you. This has changed me as a person. Learning this in English. Why? Because in Portuguese, it's natural. It's not even rude for you to bump into a person on the street and not say anything. Well, nowadays we're changing. We're changing. I see many people don't accept this anymore. Many people are becoming more and more polite. But I have become more polite because of studying English. Because I started studying English and learning this, learning to say please and thank you, I have become a little bit more polite. And another thing that has changed me, like I told you, my perception of time, I believe it has changed my personality too. Because you start getting kind of more conscious of time and space, of what you do it and why you do it and when you do it. So I totally agree with that. It changes many things in your lives learning a new language. Like I told you, when you stop to think about how do these people think, what do they mean when they say this? What do they want to say? What's the idea they want to pass? You are opening your mind to understanding others. And when you open your mind to try to understand what other people are saying and doing, you are changing yourself. You're changing your life for better. You see? I totally believe that people that speak a second language, especially English because I know of, I don't know the others, but when people learn English, they become more open to new ideas, to new concepts, and they become better people. They become more understanding of the others. And I think this is super important for life, don't you? So, guys, this is it. When I say to you, I don't like sushi because I have eaten it and I didn't like the taste. Why do I say that I have eaten sushi, not that I ate it? But I ate it about 3 or 4 years ago. It's in the past, isn't it? Yes, it is. But when I say that I have eaten it, and that's why I don't enjoy it, hello, cara metade. Do you know how to say cara metade in English? It's my better half. I have a better half. His name is Davidson. And you, do you have it? So, moving on. I have eaten sushi. So, because of that day, because of that experience, now I know what sushi tastes like. So it's not just that I ate sushi and that's it. Oh, I did it, finished, done. No, I've had that experience. I know the taste now. So every time we talk about experience, I don't just use the past. I use the present perfect tense. I have eaten sushi. Have you ever eaten sushi? My husband has eaten sushi too, and he hasn't enjoyed it, just like I haven't enjoyed it. So, this is the difference of time, of meaning in time when we use different tenses in English. This is the present perfect tense. It's people get stressed. I decided to talk about this today because people get very stressed about this when they're studying English. They suffer a lot. But just like I told you today, I think people suffer, people struggle because they don't stop to think of what do people mean when they say that. When I say, I've never gone bungee jumping, I've never had that experience. Never, not in the past, not right now. I'll probably never will because I don't like it. Sorry. You brave people that go bungee jumping, good for you. I'm not a radical person. Guys, is it clear enough? Do you have any questions about learning English, about this, about verbs, about life, about anything else that you would like me to answer? If you do, bring it on. While you think about something to ask me, feel free. Today it's Friday. You can ask me anything. I'd like to read. Have you noticed that I sometimes use some quotes in the posts and in the lives and things like that? Most of those quotes I take from this book. I love quotes. I love. This is Webster's Pocket Quotation Dictionary, and it's a teacher. In times of internet, you still use printed books. Oh, teacher, yes, I do. I love it. Why? Especially because if it's being printed, it's being edited. If it's being edited, it's being studied and reviewed. So I trust it, especially by right, which is very famous for dictionaries. So we're talking about time today. I'd like to read a quote from this book, and it's actually from the Bible. If you believe in God, if you would like to read the Bible, you will enjoy it. If you don't like it, if you don't have a religion, you will enjoy it because it's a very good quote. It's a very good part. Time. To everything there is a season, and time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sue. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Beautiful, isn't it? So, with that, I end our live today. And thank you very much for participating. And my phone is ringing. Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for participating live with me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. So let's make it a commitment. Let's meet every Friday to speak in English. Bring your doubts. Ask me anything you want. Give me topics you want me to speak of, to speak about, and we will. Bye-bye, guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye to you on YouTube, too.